Hi, I'm Allie.
And I'm Becky.
We are registered dietitians that are passionate about food as medicine.
In this video, we are going to be talking about powdered and store-bought bone broth options, whether they are legit or whether you are wasting your money and missing out on essential nutrients.
Y'all know by now that we are huge fans of bone broth. This traditional food yields immune support, helps to aid in gut health, and is protein-packed with amino acids that have therapeutic outcomes. However, not all bone broth products on the market are created equal.
Okay, so starting off with the powdered bone broth products, which are very buzzworthy, and it seems like every other day somebody else is coming out with a powdered bone broth or a bone broth protein, but actually we can see that these products are not as nutritious and that some of those constituents that you were talking about are actually damaged in the processing.
The spray drying process in which bone broth is turned into a bone broth powder can actually denature a lot of these essential nutrients. We'll see that bone broth powders don't re-gelatinize when added to water, which means that they're lacking some of that gelatin. What's also concerning is the glycine content in these products. And once they are sprayed at these 10,000 psi high pressure values, we can see oxidative stress or damage to fragile compounds. And then those powders are often packaged in vinyl or other microplastic lined containers.
What's more is the taste of these powdered products just does not compare to the slow simmer on the stovetop, adding in antioxidant rich vegetables, herbs, and spices.
Powdered bone broth also often has some concerning additives. Many of these products will have non-caloric sweeteners like monk fruit or stevia. We'll see maltodextrin or other anti-caking agents, and even some gut-disrupting ingredients like chicory root or inulin as prebiotic fibers, which can create bloat, distension, and gas. What's more is that these powdered products lack some of the essential nutrients of focus. So beyond those fragile compounds that can be broken down by that high pressure, one of them to name as well is cysteine. And cysteine can actually make NAC or N-acetylcysteine, which is a very powerful immune supporting antioxidant. In fact, a lot of the research that supports the benefits of white blood cell response from consumption of bone broth are related to that cysteine content. So I would argue that a powdered bone broth does not yield as much immune or gut support when we're lacking that gelatin that I spoke to earlier.
And then when we look at some of the shelf-stable store-bought options in maybe the center aisles of the grocery store, there's a lot to consider here as well. So many of the products that you find, especially in the aseptic cartons on the shelf, are actually not going to be made with real bones at all. They might use powders, they might use extracts. We can see this Pacific bone broth does not actually list chicken bones anywhere in the ingredients. It does list organic chicken, but no mention of bones. And it also has no mention of the slow simmer process, how long the bone broth is cooked for. And we see only 9 grams of protein in this product.
When we compare this to a jar of fond bone broth, we will see right away the use of chicken bones and, noting a regenerative quality source, herbs and vegetables to amplify antioxidant status and to aid in that delicious flavor profile. What's more is we know that the makers at Fond Bone Broth do a slow simmer of 18 hours, which exceeds our minimum 12-hour expectation for true traditional bone broth.
I'll also note that a jar of fond comes in at 14 grams of protein. So that slow simmer process is going to actually leach more nutrients, amino acids, including total protein as well. And we're going to see that fond passes the jiggle test when chilled, which means it has a high amount of that gut supporting gelatin.
All right, so if you're looking to purchase store-bought bone broth, make sure that it qualifies for these 3 rules of thumb. First, ensure that your bone broth starts with quality ingredients. Look for the word bones in the ingredients to ensure that it's starting with a whole real food, and that's actually going to be the source of your bone broth. This can be combined with herbs, seasonings, or fresh produce items. There might be a little bit of an acid in your bone broth, like apple cider vinegar or lemon, which aids in that leaching of the minerals and amino acids. But you want to ensure you avoid additives such as MSG, autolyzed yeast extract, binders, and fillers and stabilizers. In fact, when I was looking into digging more information for today's video, I contacted Elisa, the owner and operator of Fond Bone Broth. She shared with me that 90% of the broths that are available to consumers are not made with bones at all. She knew this because she actually reached out to expand their production and had contacted all of the national facilities that are making broth currently. The manufacturers themselves did not allow the simmering of bones in the production line. This means that many of the competitors out there are using a demi-glace or a powdered bone broth product to reconstitute into their bone broth that they're selling. And the concern is a lot of these powdered products come from overseas where quality might be varied.
Yes, and when we're talking sourcing, one more thing that we love about Fond is that they are the only company that we know of that is taking things beyond organic and using regeneratively sourced bones in their product. This is going to be better for people, animals, and overall the planet, that we're actually contributing back to the health of our soil and using sustainable agricultural methods. Next, we want to make sure that the bone broth has actually been slow simmered and cooked for a longer duration. So minimum of 12 hours stated on the label. And like we said, Fond is going to do a slow simmer for at least 18 hours.
And then third, you want to choose an option that has the least toxic packaging available. So we're huge fans of these iconic, beautiful glass jars that Fond Bone Broth uses. Glass is going to be the best material that would not leach any concerns of toxins in the body. And we know in their simmering process, they start with stainless steel vats. So all the way from simmer to seal, we have non-toxic materials being used. So if we're buying store-bought broth, the only brand we're comfortable serving in our households is Fond, but we also still like making bone broth from scratch, using bones that we get from the farmer's market, from other regenerative farmers, and doing that slow simmer process on our own. In fact, you can watch this video here where we help you troubleshoot how to make chicken and beef bone broth. And I like to store my homemade bone broth in these large 2x2 ice cubes. They're really convenient to throw into a pan to deglaze after maybe searing a steak or cooking chicken thighs or making vegetables. That not only makes the cleanup process a lot easier, but you get all of that brown caramelization of flavors and can make a very simple reduction glaze sauce, which amplifies nutrient density and the flavors of your dish. Also, keeping them in ice cubes is a great way to throw a couple into a small pot to simmer a mug on demand.
And you'll also find a discount code for 15% off our favorite store-bought option, Fond.
Comment below on your favorite way to incorporate bone broth into your food as medicine lifestyle. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the Naturally Nourished YouTube channel so that you stay on top of our bi-weekly releases. Gut health. It is a great source of immune. Why am I?